Hello and welcome to Indian Story. There is nothing more beautiful and exciting than story. Everybody has a story. In fact, the story is a light. Now let's watch what this story has to say.
My name is Praful Kale. I am known as Kumar because that was the name given by my aunt when I was very young. Life is always full of challenges. If there are no challenges, there is no fun. So challenges keep coming each day. And how you resolve is basically first try to understand what type of challenge it is. My style of working is that I take all the people together. Decisions are mostly collective decisions. Individual decisions are likely to fail because if more minds apply their thought to a particular problem, then outcome can be better. So therefore, I always believe in collective decision for anything. I was born in Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh, and where my grandfather, who was in the Indian Army in those days, was posted. And I didn't spend my childhood in Jabalpur, but came to Nagpur. My father was here, and later on, during my school days, early school days, from standard first onwards, we shifted to Durg, which is next to Bhilai, where we got the agency for Tata Motors and Mahindra at Durg. I spent my childhood in Durg. My primary education was also in Durg. Well, I am a commerce graduate. After doing my matriculation, those days 11th standard used to be matriculation. After that, I joined Hislop College in Nagpur. I did my graduation from here, BCom. And later on, I did short courses in management. And after completing those courses, in fact, while I was in college, I joined business. My father passed away when I was 6 years old. We had come for our holidays to Nagpur because, as I said, we were living in Durg. So we came to Nagpur, and then suddenly one day he developed chest pain, and in those days the medical facilities were not so great. This was, I'm talking of 1959. My father's name was Kashinath, and we would call him Nana because everybody would call him Nana. That is how he was. And I have very faint memories about him because the only memory which I have is when he picked me up and lift me in the air, and then that's what I remember. Otherwise, I don't have much any memories about him. My mother was known as Mangala, and she was actually, the one who brought all our siblings together. And she had, extremely very, very good impression upon all our lives. Myself, my brother, my two sisters. And what I learned from my mother was to be compassionate. That was the quality that was ingrained in us, all of us. And that compassion and apathy towards others was taught to us by my mother. Eldest is my sister. Her name is Kalpana. Now she is retired from whatever she was doing, and she lives in Nagpur itself. Next was my elder brother Satish. He passed away 5 years ago. Then I was the third, and fourth is my younger sister, again who lives in Nagpur only. She is all the time engaged in studying scriptures, our Hindu scriptures and Vedanta, and is totally devoted to that work only. Yeah, my brother Satish was a great influencer on my upbringing. In the sense, I always looked upon him as my father only because he was the elder and he was leading me in business. And whatever I am today is because of him only. His method of teaching was very, very practical, and he would give responsibility. And then he would not ask questions. Only when the certain period of time was over, not just 2 days or 10 days, after 6 months he would ask, how is business going now? What have you done? What is the outcome of whatever actions you have taken? Whether you are running business profitability or you are incurring any loss. So if there is any issue, then he would correct me and I would do that. The best part was he first put me in the workshop and asked me to do work as a mechanic. So I would work in the workshop as a mechanic with all the staff, and that is how I learnt my strings, and that was only because of my brother. Well, as I said, as far as my business is concerned, it's my brother. Otherwise, life-changing was my guru, who is Pujya Swami Dayanand Saraswati, who made a lot of impact on my life, and I came in contact with him and I turned my life towards Vedanta, and I have gained a lot from that experience, and even I am continuing the studies today. Life is always full of challenges. If there are no challenges, there is no fun. So challenges keep coming each day. And how you resolve is basically first try to understand what type of challenge it is. And then weigh your options, what you can do and what you should not do. And based on the facts, you take your decision. Because based on some imaginary things, if you take a decision, you may go wrong. Even by doing your decisions by way of facts, sometimes you go wrong also. But then in the long run, it helps you and you are proven to be correct. My hobby is today going to the forest, enjoying the nature. This is what I love the most. And then next is study of our scriptures and Vedanta. Because I cannot do much physically, therefore I have only these two. My grandfather Purushottam Kale was travelling by train to Jamshedpur to try and get the dealership of Tata trucks in those days, 1954 early. And in his train compartment there was one gentleman called Mr. Pratap Singh Jain from Delhi. So they were travelling in the same compartment and they became friends. Mr. Jain was going to Tata Steel. My grandfather was going to Telco in those days. And my grandfather offered him, if I get the dealership, will you be my partner? Mr. Jain said, yes, why not? I will. So my grandfather said, I don't have much money, but you will have to invest. Okay, he says, that's it. That was the meeting, and then they went their ways in Jamshedpur. Later on, of course, he had to go to Mumbai because the headquarters were in Mumbai. And eventually my grandfather got the dealership of Tata Vehicles in 1954. And when the time came to start the dealership, my grandfather got in touch with Mr. Jain and asked him to invest, and he readily did, and the name was coined Jain, J-A, Jaik and Kale. So that is how the name was coined, Jaika. And now of course they are not partners with us, Jains, but we have retained the name. See, my style of working is that I take all the people together. Decisions are most of the decisions are collective decisions. Individual decisions are likely to fail because if more minds apply their, thought to a particular problem, then the outcome can be better. So therefore, I always believe in collective decision for anything. And then later on, of course, I have the veto power. So if there is any decision which I can take it otherwise, I do that. But I rely on the fact that everyone must go together. In Nagpur, we have car showroom is this, Tata Cars. And we have one more outlet in East Nagpur, Vardhaman Nagar, for again car showroom. Then we also have commercial vehicles, Tata. So we have 2 outlets for commercial vehicles, rather no, 3 outlets for commercial vehicles in Nagpur. One is on Bhandara Road, where we have full 3S facility, workshop and sales and service. And another on Kamti Road, there again we have full facility, all 3S facilities there. And then we have one more outlet here in Nagpur. But other outlets are spread in parts of Vidarbha, in Amravati, Chandrapur, Wardha, that kind. I got married in 77, and my wife Deepali, she comes from Mumbai. She is a trained social worker. She did her graduation from Tata Institute of Social Sciences in Mumbai, Chembur. And after marriage, we came here, and she joined college she was teaching. And later on, she joined our business only. Now she looks after our insurance broking company. I have 3 children, 2 daughters and 1 son. Son is the youngest. My eldest daughter is Pranoti Gadre. She is married to Shantanu Gadre, lives in Nagpur itself. My second daughter Ketaki, she is in Mumbai. Her husband is a shippy. My son Karthik, he got married a couple of years ago. Wife is Yamini, she is a doctor, gynecologist, and she has her own practice. And my son is with me in business. Well, my grandchildren, Raghav is the eldest one. He is currently in USA studying his post-graduation. And next to that is Kaveri. She is in the 11th standard. She studies in Bangalore. And my daughter's children, one is Anika. She is in 9th standard. And son Rishi, he is in 4th standard. My teaching is only this, that be fair, don't over-expect things, and be satisfied with what you have. This is what I would like to teach them. Europe and America I have done. Africa I have not done, except for North Africa. Otherwise, East, yes, I have done. But within India, I love to travel within India. So my favorite destination is Kunur. I love the place. Wellington, next to Wellington is Kunur. So that's the best. And then go to my another favorite destination is Kanha National Park, which I frequently go. Every year I go maybe twice. Well, spiritual I am. I'm a student of Vedanta for a number of years. And I love to be a student of Vedanta because I can learn the same thing in different ways. This is the beauty of learning. You are only learning about your own self is Atman. And this learning, there are many routes to approach this subject. So each time I discover a new route, it's very satisfying. The youth of the country is, today they are very well, more educated, more tech savvy than our generation. So I would request them to use these tools for self-teaching and not just wasting their time, on mobile and doing only WhatsApp messages, sending messages here and there. But technology to be used for self-development is what they should do, and that will go a long way for their own benefit. Well, आज की तारीख में देखें तो मुझे तो केवल नरेंद्र मोदी ही दिखते हैं, हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर, जिन्होंने पिछले 7-8 सालों में इंडिया का फेस बदल दिया और साथ ही साथ इंडिया की छवि जो विश्व में थी उसको उन्होंने अलग ही मुकाम पे पहुंचा दिया है. तो मैं तो कहूँगा कि पॉलिटिशियन अगर कोई हो तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी जैसा हो. Well, I came to know this morning only about the Indian story. I didn't know about it before, but I'll definitely go to the YouTube and look at the other interviews and learn from those interviews, whatever people have done. And I would say that Indian story is doing a great job. In fact, making the world know about different facets of life of different people.
Yes, we are all unique. We come and go. But these stories are legacy forever. Do share your story with Indian Story anytime, anywhere. And don't forget to subscribe our channel